Hey everybody, Cheryl here from Healthy Living Garden to Table, and today I'm going to show you how to make homemade applesauce. You know, it's fall time here, and that is one of my favorite times of year because, you know, produce is in an abundance and there's so many things that we can make in the kitchen this time of year. I had a friend call me yesterday and say, hey Cheryl, do you have a homemade applesauce recipe? And I said, yes. And I thought, why don't I just show you guys how to make homemade applesauce so that you know how as well. Today I'm going to make it in a slow cooker, which means your whole house is going to smell amazing. It's going to smell like you've been cooking apple pie all day long. So let's get into this. So you're going to have 3 pounds of apples, and what I have is 3 different kinds of apples. You don't have to do this, but I like to do it for the variety and the depth of flavor that it gives. So I have Golden Delicious, I have Honey Crisp, which is really sweet, super sweet, and so which means that this recipe is not going to call for any sugar at all, which I try to avoid as much as possible because truly apples have their own sweetness. And then I have 2 gateless, so 2 of each, and this is gonna be an entire 3 pounds that we need. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna peel them. You know, it's really funny, when I started thinking about this recipe and looking up different recipes, that I just kind of like to look and see what everybody else does and stuff like that and just adjust it the way I want to. And it reminds me back when I was a kid and there was home ec. Some of you might be too young to remember home ec, but in home ec we made applesauce, and I remember the teacher would she had us make applesauce, and then she had us put in it one of those candy cinnamon hearts to make it so that it was cinnamony tasting, and so that it gave a little bit of a sweetness to it, and it turned it red, which was a pretty color. The other thing you can do, if you want your applesauce to be red, if you just leave in one of these peels, it'll turn it actually red naturally, because that's the natural color of an apple. So let me get all these cut and we'll speed through this. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to cut these so that they are just small slices. That's good. Just going to put those in. It's pretty much a chop and drop recipe, which I love those types of recipes. If you know me, I love chop and drop because it's always the easiest. So we're just going to cut these up. Okay, now we have all of our apples in the crock pot. You're going to want to turn your crock pot on high. You're going to put a 1/2 cup of just water in it. I use filtered water. And then you're going to use a teaspoon of cinnamon. Kind of a little bit of a generous teaspoon there. So, and then you're just going to stir that up. You're going to put the lid on, and that's it. We'll be back to show you what the finished product is. Okay, it's been 3 hours, and the house smells amazing because it smells like apple pie in here all day long. So let's take a look and see what it looks like. I have been stirring it once an hour just because I didn't want it to stick to the bottom. So, and this is what it looks like. So it looks like applesauce. It is a dark brown because of the cinnamon, but it's going to be yummy. I'll take one for the team and taste it and let you know how it is. So good. You need to make your own applesauce because it tastes so good, and it's super simple, as you see. And this is the season for it. I mean, apples are in, they're ripe, and fall is the best season to be able to do this. I hope you do this. If you do, leave a comment. Let me know how amazing it is, and I will see you on the next video.